even dehumanizing and racist. What's your response to those harsh descriptions?
Those are just talking points.
Victoria Police Department responded to a man with gunshot wounds. HV campus parking lot was swarmed with Victoria Police Department. Port Lavaca has seen several tropical storms. Miscellaneous charges will rise to $10 a month from this $10 bill. And once again, there is no mention of the incident in the agenda. Dawn, Karina, back to you! But he finished the primary at just 49%. The Texas Department of Public Safety seized a whopping 86 pounds of cocaine in Wharton County. Amanda Stevenson went missing just days before Thanksgiving. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a Republican plan. Today is Superhero Day. Trey, I think you're my favorite superhero. Who's yours? I've seen her in Rumor Has It, but rumor has it we might see a little more rain. Governor Greg Abbott explained the top priority for the state of Texas is border security. He plans to keep enforcing strict border laws.
There are 3 laws already passed by Congress they are not enforcing. Texas has stepped up and done all 3. My job as governor is to make sure we decrease illegal immigration 100%.
Governor Greg Abbott supported Senate Bill 4, which grants Texas law enforcement the authority to conduct arrests and deportations without federal oversight. The controversial law was met with mixed reactions. We spoke with Raices, an immigration advocacy group, back on April 1st. They questioned the moral implications of the law.
If you're putting political points and or resources above the value of human life, why? Why is it that that's okay for that person?
Critics describe the law as unconstitutional, unfair, even dehumanizing and racist. What's your response to those harsh descriptions?
Those are just talking points, and they don't know what they're talking about as it concerns what the law does. What the Texas law does actually authorizes law enforcement in Texas to do exactly what Congress is ordering the President of the United States to do, because the President is not doing that.
The law awaits approval from the U.S. Federal Appeals Court, but Governor Abbott says if the court follows the Constitution, they'll approve the law.
If the courts strictly follow the Constitution, they should uphold the law, because in the past, when states pass a law that are consistent with federal law, courts uphold that.
Abbott made sure to mention what the state continues to do on the border.
We are building border walls, we are denying illegal entry, and we are detaining and arresting people who come across here illegally. Illegal immigration into the state of Texas has gone down by about 70%.
In our conversation, Governor Greg Abbott mentioned school vouchers' impact on public schools and the fentanyl crisis in Texas. Go to Crossroads Today YouTube for the full interview. The family says they're scared for their safety and pet safety. The mother wants to know what will it take to stop the threats in their neighborhood.
Put a stop to this. 10 years is enough.
Mary Sierra called the Victoria County Sheriff's Office on February 1st. A stray bullet hit the family's outhouse while her daughter was in the room working out.
It came from this direction over here. And there's a hole right here on this wall.
Then the bullet ricocheted through the room, so Gabriella quickly hit the floor.
So I dropped down like this, which was a mistake because it could have still came back this way.
As the bullet moved past her, Gabriella was in shock.
I could have just got shot right now. Am I supposed to even be alive? Did this just happen? I am terrified, panicking. My heart was just racing.
But that's the little ladder that I stood on.
She frantically called her mother about the bullet.
I thought it hit her because, I mean, the way she was so panicked when she called me, I said, oh my goodness.
The family says the gunshots are a consistent issue. Several of their pets fell victim to gunshots recently. Their animals' pain breaks the family's hearts.
When you love animals, you're going to do whatever you can to save them. But it's the trauma that seeing them suffer, like there's actual pain and emotion written on their faces.
Their dog Casper was tortured by a neighbor. The neighbor shot the dog with a pellet gun repeatedly.
They were shooting him with a pellet gun. He went through so much torture. We found him tied in the field.
The Sierras want law enforcement to crack down on the neighbor responsible. They do not want to live in fear anymore.
Do I have to lose one of my children? for them to respond? When does it stop?
The VCSO says the situation is under investigation as a deadly conduct case. Back to you. Andrew Rokovich faced backlash from the Jewish community after he made an uninformed post a Victoria Jewish leader called anti-Semitic.
If he follows this path of anti-Semitism and racism, then he's not going to go very far in politics unless he wants to be the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
The widely discussed Facebook post by Andrew Rokovich said they have been allowed to morally skirt laws for 2,000 years. Seemed like a coincidence with this reel attached. We asked whether he would take offense if this post was made about his faith.
Simple answer, yes, I would be. I've spent a long time, I would say the word desensitized from a lot of things, so I may not pick up on it right away.
After receiving backlash for the post, Rokovich spoke with Dr. Gary Branfman. Dr. Branfman told him more about the history of anti-Semitism, even here in Victoria, including the vandalism of the synagogue back in 2018. Rokovich explained how apologetic he was in this statement.
I regret my poorly thought through attempt to engage in a larger religious conversation online.
However, Dr. Branfman questions Rokovich's sincerity. He believes Rokovich could be playing to the crowd since he is running for the Victoria ISD's District 2 seat.
The question is this legitimate, or is this because he wants to get into politics? And I believe in people's deeds, not their words.
The District 2 candidate says voters should not judge him by this incident. He has plans for the school district, and the snap judgment could foil his election. Rokovich and Dr. Branfman had a conversation about the incident earlier this week.
He can say whatever he wants, and I'll listen, and I'll hear it. Now the question is, what happens if 2 months from now I see another anti-Semitic, Jew-hating post on his Facebook page? Then we know he lacks sincerity.
Dr. Branfman told Andrew Rokovich to visit the Holocaust Museum in Houston for a better understanding of the Jewish community. Rokovich says he'll attempt to think before he posts.